Right. So if you didn't get a chance to get to the live lesson today, this is the recorded section of the lesson that I'm going to go through. The recorded section of the lesson is not a question and answer part of the lesson. It's basically me just giving you a bit of information. The question and answer is going to happen after the recorded part of the lesson. So if you've got any questions, if you can keep hold of them until the end of the lesson, and we'll do it that way. So a bit of general information just to go through again with you. You've seen it before, you've done it before. We did it in the last lockdown. It's very similar this time. A couple of differences. So the work is set on a Monday. You'll have got it set this morning at about 8:30. It gets set. The live lesson is also on a Monday at about this time. Like I said, it's probably going to stay at this time. It might get a bit earlier, but we'll see. You hand that in by Friday, or you submit it by Friday, and then the review of that work is set the following Friday. So what that does is it gives me a few days to mark your work so that, hold on, someone else arrived. Will's arrived. Will, can you make sure your camera and microphone stays off, please? We're just doing a recording for this bit. You can turn it on in a couple of minutes if you want. So the review is set on the following Friday. That gives me a few days to get the marking done and have a look at what you've done. It also means that I can get all my other marking done, because I'm sure you can appreciate there's quite a lot of online marking to be done at the moment, and I've got to sort of stagger it across the week. You're doing Oak Academy lessons at the moment. The reason we're doing Oak Academy is because they set some nice little worksheets for you. It means that you're getting sort of, everyone in the country is getting the same quality stuff. It doesn't mean that if you're missing out on something, or if you're getting a little bit extra here or there, you're going to do any better or any worse. And there's about 3 lessons of work a week. One of those lessons is a review lesson where you watch a video that's pre-recorded by me on what you've been doing the previous week. The reason we're setting 3 weeks of 3 lessons of work a week is because you have 3 biology lessons. Now, I can appreciate that you've got a lot of work at the moment. You're getting lots of work from everywhere. If you are struggling to keep up, or you're struggling to catch up, or you think you're getting behind on anything, maybe you've had a couple of days where you haven't been feeling so well, so you've missed out on something, please let me know. If you let me know, I can do something about it. I can help you. If you just don't hand the work in, then I have to pass on your name as somebody who hasn't done the work for that week, and then you're getting a phone call from your head of year or whatever that might be. So let me know. If you tell me, I can do something about it. If you don't tell me, I can't really help. So decays and cycles, that's what this week's work is. Now, we've done decay a little bit before. We've also done cycles a little bit before, but we didn't quite finish them off. So we're going to have to finish it off here, and to finish it off, you're going to end up doing the lesson itself. So a couple of the activities that I've set you this week involve you having to draw things. Make sure when you're drawing them that you're more than welcome to try and draw them on the computer if you want, but if you want, you can draw them on a piece of paper, take a picture of it and submit it with the assignment. So for example, the carbon cycle there, I think you're going to struggle to draw that on the computer. Give it a go if you want to give it a go. But I think it's going to be quite difficult. So maybe take a bit of time, draw it on a piece of paper, take a photo and submit it. Try and submit it with your work as opposed to emailing me directly. If you submit it with your work, I get it all together in one go, as opposed to me having to go and find it on my email again. It just makes my life a little bit easier if you can. The water cycle, we sort of did that one as well. Don't forget that this is quite a simplified diagram of the water cycle. So we have the normal water cycle, the one that you will have done back at primary school, and then we've got that water cycle that's happening within the cycle, which is the transpiration, the water moving through the plant and out into, as water vapor and out into the clouds. Don't forget we've got that cycle within a cycle. We have talked about decay already. We didn't quite finish it. Things to remember for decay are the conditions for decay. So think about your fridge. If you put the food that was in your fridge, if you just left it on the side in your kitchen, it wouldn't last as long. Think about why that might be. Think about what your fridge does to make sure that the food lasts a little bit longer. Think about some of those. If you remember in the lesson, we wrote down as many different ways that we could preserve food as we could think about. So we were thinking about putting food in tins, putting food in plastic bags, sealing them and taking the oxygen away, freezing them, putting them in vinegar or acid. Think about why all those work. And they all work by taking away at least one of the conditions for decay. Think about the organisms involved. Particularly with this topic, people get stuck on the bacteria and the microorganisms that are involved. So they talk a lot about about different bacteria that's growing, the mold that's growing, which is breaking down the food, and they don't often think about the bigger organisms that are involved. So, for example, with dead leaves from a tree, a lot of the organisms that are involved in the breakdown of those leaves are actually much bigger than bacteria. So we've got things like worms, things like slugs, snails, other insects that are going to help to break that down, and they're going to do the general breakdown, the physical breakdown, and then allow the bacteria to do the chemical breakdown. And then finally, why is this important, or why are the cycles important? Without them, we wouldn't have any clean water, and we'd be sort of swimming through dead stuff to get anywhere. So these cycles allow us to recycle all the nutrients and good stuff. They also allow us to recycle all the water as well. The carbon cycle particularly, it's quite a complicated topic, and it's something that often students really struggle with, but it's something, if you think about it, it's really basic information that you've known for a long time. You know that if you leave some food out on the side, it's going to go off. You know that if you leave something out on your grass, it's going to start to rot. Think about why that is. Think about what the purpose of that is, and what would happen if it wasn't rotting, if it wasn't breaking down. Right, so what we can do now